Is my screen is visible? Hello.
Sir?
Yes,
Yeah, screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Good morning, respective jury members. I'm J.S. Charles, Superintending Engineer, Department of Water Supply and Sanitation, Punjab. I'm currently dealing in District Amritsar and Taran. And we have undertook a massive endeavor to provide clean drinking water to the rural residents in District Amritsar. Mandate of my department is to transform the lives of rural population in terms of health and happiness and disease prevention. And we are providing clean drinking water, sanitation facilities, and hygiene. And we are all doing this through innovative governance, good governance models, and through community participation. As we all know, life has evolved out of water. It has evolved billions of years ago. As the population of the world grows, the quest for water continues, and we are facing many challenges. As the surface water depleted, we moved on to dig wells, then we moved on to hand pumps, then we moved on to water pumps. As the bigger cities and villages grow, and we have constructed large, massive waterworks to provide clean drinking water to satisfy the needs of consumers and communities. Now, the real challenge starts over here. Uh, this is modeling done by Geological Survey Department of United States. If we condense all the volume of Earth into this bigger sphere, then condense all the water available on the earth, maybe in the sea, underground, and in oceans, and in the sky, then the bigger blue dot is all the water available. And can you ma'am see the smaller one, this little dot? This is the dot which is the clean water, which is the fresh water available for human consumption. So we don't have enough of water. Of course, we see water all around us, but availability of fresh water in respect of its volume, with respect to volume earth, is very, very low. So groundwater quality is depleting at very large state. Uh, we have using reckless water withdrawal for irrigation, then comes water wastage. And NASA has cautioned government of India and government of Punjab that northern India, there will be going to be a huge water crisis. And we have a cone of depression has developed in all over the northern region. And water will be not lasting very more. The second challenge comes when the pollution. Water pollution, as we know, reckless discharge of wastewater in by industries and sewage. Then comes overuse of fertilizers. Then comes pesticides. Then natural earth contaminants available in the underground stratas. Then comes air pollution, which goes into the air and it dissolves, smoke dissolves in the water, and it fell down in the form of rain and gets penetrated and mixed up with the drinking water. So this is the overall world scenario, and particularly in North India. Now coming back to our specific problem in Amritsar, uh, um, of course, Punjab is known as the land of five Aabs, five meaning five rivers. We have had abundant water supply available in terms of surface water, but despite of fact that we have left with very small quantity of fresh water, we, due to various reasons as explained earlier, District Amritsar and Tarn, which I am looking for, is having 4 lakh households and having population of 22 lakhs. And out of nearly 1,500 villages, 625 villages, nearly 40% villages of these two districts are water contaminated affected due to presence of geranium, and water is not fit for human consumption. The second challenge is less penetration of household tap water connections. We were having nearly 50% houses with having tap water connection as on April 1st, 2020. Despite we have abundant water sources, we have become dependent on groundwater sources as due to surface water pollutions. The pre-deployment scenario is a poor groundwater which is unfit for human consumption, mainly due to contaminants like arsenic and iron. Then inadequate response by rural habitations towards adopting household water connections due to poor knowledge or maybe they are having their own sources. They were not aware about water quality. Then comes poor participation by gram panchayats. Then other issues like water wastage. And now, how we solved this problem? We have adopted three-pronged strategy to solve this water quality problem and water quantity problem. Strategy one is to uh, retrofit all our water works with the water treatment plants so that quality problem is solved. In second strategy, we are building large-scale surface water supply schemes covering nearly 500 villages in which we are tapping water from safe surface water sources which will be treated in the large water supply schemes and supplied to the consumers. And to increase the penetration of household tap connections, we are we are working on very massive scale. And as of now, we have reached 73%, and we have added 1.5 lakh connections within a 1 year. So these are the photographs of strategy number one. We have tied up with IIT Madras. They have developed a patent technology to remove arsenic. It's a highly, there's no discharge. All the arsenic is absorbed within the this system lasts for 5 years, after which it is disposed of as per pollution control board norms. There is no byproduct, and we have installed this retrofitted arsenic treatment plants in 352 villages all over district Amritsar and Tarantan, and we have tied up with IIT for 60 crores, and project is almost complete. In the second strategy, we are constructing five large surface water supply schemes. This will be covering 468 villages at a cost of 400 crores. Uh, Nearly 114 million liter of water will be treated in 1 day, and this will be supplied to the 8 lakh population of the affected villages. And the third strategy, as I talked earlier, we are focusing highly on providing household tap water connections to the rural residents. We are having nearly 4 lakh households, and as on 1st April, we were having only 1.28 lakh household connections. It comes out to be 32%. Now we are at 2.74 lakh household coverage, and we are reached up to 70%. Our target is to 100% coverage is 31st of March 2022. Now, after post deployment strategy, we will be focusing on consumer awareness, and we will be monitoring all these schemes through remote monitoring so that since it's a remote and border area, and we will be focusing highly on monitoring whether the consumers are getting in uninterrupted water supply 24 by 7. So far, we have monitored 78 schemes on daily basis, and we are scaling it up. Then, due to switching to groundwater sources, we will be reducing our dependency on groundwater. Then, number of continuous there is continuous improvement in number of satisfied household consumers. So we have started telecalling all the consumers on daily basis, and we are so far we have called even on random basis around 9,000 calls, and IIT Madras has developed this system for us, Only 78 minor complaints has been logged till now, which are being addressed to.
Sorry to
Apart from
interrupt
this,
you, sir. Could you please conclude your presentation in next 2 minutes?
sure, please. Then comes innovation models, like we have toll-free numbers where consumers can log in their complaints, and we will be addressing those complaints on priority basis. Then we are also focusing on massive awareness campaign like water conservation, drink tap water. These are some glimpses of awareness and IC activities carried out. We are specifically targeting children and women and girl students to come forward and be a part of this massive campaign, so that we will come out of this water quality and quantity issue in the border area and remote area of district Amritsar. Thank you very much.
Actually, it's a bit surprising because Punjab is a land of punch up. So, saying that Punjab is having deficiency in water or even groundwater is a bit, something must have been wrong somewhere. So, have you have done a lot of things by retrofitting your water sources and all that. But have you looked into the same thing? Can you not do with your water from the rivers and when you are getting water through canals and all that? Before that, you fit those water treatment plants. Instead of depending only on groundwater, you could also depend on river water where it. I mean, you may have an abundance of supply. That is number one.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
two,
This is our strategy number two, and we are constructing water supply scheme, large surface water supply scheme based on canal water supplies. They will be catering to 468 villages, and we are investing 400 crores on these schemes.
okay. So you're doing. The second question is like um, having shortage of water is one thing, and having leakage while transporting is another way. I didn't see any slide which mentioned about the way, action you are taking for stopping the leakages, because we all know water while getting transported from the source or where the plants are, the treatment plant, to the location of the households, the distance, during that a lot of leakages happen. So what action have you taken for plugging those leakages?
Yeah.
That would save a lot of water.
Like this photo, ma'am, this is our staff working actually in the field. This is plugging. The second photograph shows plugging a leaking tap, and we are laying which connections are not up to the mark and leaking. We are relaying those and installing those connections with the new pipelines, and these photographs are evident of that. And the part two, this problem like water,
That is the taps, which is that outlets. I'm not talking about that outlet. I'm talking about these are all small pipes which is going to the consumer's household.
yeah.
That is a good idea. Yes, that saves a lot of water. But I'm also talking about the transportation between the source where water the of the water purification tanks, from there to the colonies or households where the villages,
Yes,
that's a longer distance, and
yeah.
if there are leakages there, the leakage could be much more than what happens in this smaller pipes.
You are quite right, ma'am. I have not included those photographs, but those leakages are continuously being monitored by our staff. They are
Acha.
regularly
So you are
patrolling
doing that. You are
along the
doing that.
lines. There are dedicated staff who's patrolling and repairing those leakages along the. They are traveling along the lines. Then, apart from our consumers lodging complaints on the spot inquiries, we are handling those kind of issues with our field staff as well. Deployed dedicated field staff has been applied for that purpose. And we are
And you do
also,
have regular monitoring of the water pressure on the lines.
yeah, yes, ma'am. We are also moving towards the automation so that non-revenue water and water wastage can be determined. We will be installing
Okay, that's okay.
bulk water
If
meters
you're
at,
taking those, precautions, I think that's good enough.
yeah,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chell. Very good presentation.
Yeah,
All the best.
thanks,
All the
thanks
best.
a
Very
lot.
good.
Thank you so much.